All right, guys, good morning. It is our monthly FYR Partners community meeting. Love hanging out with you guys. And if you are here, we're glad you're here. If you're watching this later on video, welcome. And you guys can catch all of these on video. So don't forget that all the past ones and stuff are always accessible on our YouTube page for you guys. Kristen puts the links in Workplace. So all right, it is October 4th, which is like, right? Rick's shaking his head like, when did that happen? So I don't know. I feel like I fell asleep in Pennsylvania in July and woke up in some weird house in it's October already. But yeah, things are crazy over here per usual. We're having fun. And we're excited to eventually get this thing done, and we'll throw a party. So you guys, if you're able to travel here, come hang out with us. It'll be fun. All right, so lots of stuff going on, lots of things to celebrate and things to talk about. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can take a look at this. There we go. Everybody see that all right? Okay, I'm going to see what I can do with this too. See if I can share both. All right. What does that look like to you, Kristen? No, what are you seeing?
This is the EXP meeting.
Okay, you can't see me?
I can see you like how I have my screen.
Okay, gotcha. All right. We're boring somebody. It's like it was a yawn. That's awesome. We're getting it together. All right. Good deal. Good deal. All right. So let's get rolling. All right. Come Sherry. Cool. All right. Let them in. All kinds of stuff to go through. Guys, if you are, guests are always welcome. We do have some, like the Held haven't officially joined in yet, but we love having them here. So you're always welcome to bring guests, invite guests to come hang out with us. Just check out the group, get to know everyone. People that are in transition, they don't have to officially be on board before they come hang out with us. And even if they're not sure what they want to do, we don't have any trade secrets in here or anything else like that. So if they're a friend of yours, they're a friend of ours. So they're always welcome. And if you are here as a guest, and if anybody has a guest, please let us know so we can say hello.
Well, all there is.
All right.
Just the one extra. I put a little piece on one of them.
I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from.
No, this is good.
Is it that one? Did I find it? I think I got it. Okay. All right. Oh, birthdays. Today, Molly's birthday. So Molly, happy birthday to you. Hope you have an awesome, birthday on a Friday. It's sunny, hopefully, where you are. It's sunny here. So awesome. Happy birthday. Carrie Garvey coming up on the 8th. And then we have Lisa Carlisle on the 12th, Kara McManus on the 23rd, and Frank the Tank Panunto on the 31st. That makes sense that he was born on Halloween. Awesome. So happy birthday to all of our October birthdays. Hope you guys have an amazing month. Take a lesson from Kristen's book and celebrate all month long for sure. All right. And we have some new partners that came in. We have two in Florida. So we have Leslie Wyatt and Stephen Mikulich. And hopefully, Stephen, I'm saying your name right, the last name. I know I got the Stephen part right. So welcome to you guys, both coming through Jamie Parrott down in Florida as well. Hope you guys are all doing well down there with all the storms that came through. I know there's been lots of crazy stuff going on. I think Stephen's sister may have lost her place. So a lot of tough stuff thinking about you all down there, but we're glad that you're here and you'll find an amazing group. And then Lisa Carlisle in Maryland. So another Maryland agent, always exciting to add some more. So congrats to Lars and welcome to Lisa. We're so glad you're here. And you guys will find you have the whole like almost 90,000 EXP agent family that you get to collaborate with and learn from and celebrate with and take care of, and they'll take care of you and all that good stuff. Really is. We talk about the EXP family, and it really is that. So I encourage you to get super plugged in, get into Workplace, get to as many in-person events as you can, go to the online training as well, and communicate. Like don't don't be secret when you pop in. Like if you go into one of those online trainings, talk to the people around you. That's and other people that are in the room and build those relationships, referral opportunities and whatnot. But then our FYR community here is a really, really awesome group of people. We're in 21, 23 states, something like that, a couple different countries. So you have people all over the place that you can get help from. You can throw stuff in the workplace chat for the group and you'll get responses and ideas. And if you need questions answered, if you need to find things, especially if you're new, but even if you're not new, you're trying to figure stuff out, use the group. And if you get stuck, use Kristen and I, and we can help direct you to the right people in the group, the right resources in the company and all that fun stuff. So much at your fingertips. So we're glad that you guys are here with us. Welcome. So congrats to our buddy Chip McGill. And I don't know if you guys have followed Chip's saga, but Chip is a super, super healthy, active guy, goes out and he rides street, rides his bike, and super healthy, goes out there and does all kinds of stuff, but he had a heart transplant. So his heart was failing on him. And so he just went through getting a heart transplant, and typical Chip fashion, he came out of that and sold a $1.375 million home coming out of surgery, basically. So going through, he's looking good. He's doing great. So all of you that have been following him, I know a lot of you have been encouraging him on social media, that kind of stuff, which he appreciates. And he's doing awesome. He's doing awesome. So up and about, saw some pictures of him all dressed up with his girlfriend out on the town. So love it. And Chip, congrats on a great waterfront property that you recently sold. So good stuff. We're celebrating with you. And speaking of celebrating, Kim Niles in Colorado, she just hit her cap. So she is at 100%. She got a nice chunk of stock. So guys, don't forget when you hit that cap, the cap's not too high, right? You hit that $16,000 or, as a solo agent, and you get a chunk of stock the company gives you, and you go to 100% commission. So great milestone to shoot for. And then once you hit that cap status, then you go for icon. A couple of other things to celebrate. Not necessarily for some, it's a first transaction ever. And for some, it's a first transaction with EXP. So Shanika, I think I saw you on here. Are you there?
I am.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. I'm doing well. Super excited.
Yeah, awesome. Well, hey, congrats on your first EXP transaction. We're excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And not only do you, obviously get paid for your transaction, but you also get some stock.
Yay, me.
Yeah, you are now an owner. You can say, I am one of the owners of EXP Realty.
Sounds good. I'm excited.
There you go. Love it. Well, first of many with EXP. We're thrilled for you. Congrats. And, we're all here to help you keep that rolling. So good stuff. And we've got Aaron Lippert in France. So we've got transactions closing across the pond. So very excited for Aaron, and Jeffrey Morgan also with his first transaction, and he is in Virginia. So Jeff, congrats on that, man. We're excited for you. I don't know if you were on here or not. I didn't see you. And I don't see Aaron on here either, but I know it is Friday afternoon in Paris right now. So hopefully he's off doing something fun in Paris. Okay. Congrats, guys. Great stuff. I want to invite Mike and Chris. I'm going to talk about this for just 1 second, and then I'm going to turn off share so you guys can see them on the screen. But we're always looking to add value. We're always talking with our partners at United Home Loans, at United Land Transfer, and talking about like, hey, how do we help you guys get more business, serve your clients at a higher level, and all of those things. And so in talking with Mike and Chris, they came up with a really cool thing that they are able to do. So it helps you both keep in touch with your clients, reach out to your sphere, gives you another chance to connect with them and take advantage of what's going on in the marketplace, and that sort of thing. It's a service that they can provide. So let me stop the share. I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to put the spotlight on. Nope, I just muted. Sorry, I just muted you, Chris. Unmute yourself. Sorry.
All right, no worries. There you go. So, thank you, Dave. Thank you. Yes, yeah. So normally Mike and Chris, Mike is tied up. But yeah, it is. It's a great service that we have kind of come up with to really offer to all of your clients, right? I mean, I think one of the things that you've seen recently in the news is how the Fed has lowered the interest rates, how interest rates are starting to come down. We have a lot of positive momentum that's going to be happening over the next several months and into 2025 around interest rates in general. And as part of that, we're going to see a lot of past buyers coming back to us to try to refinance and get out of those 7% rates, those high 6% rates. I mean, even just last week, I mean, the rates are down so much. We closed a first-time home buyer at 5.375.
Woo.
Okay, so the rates are coming down. Now, where's the opportunity, right? The opportunity is to be able to reach back out to your past buyers and even sellers, any of your sell side transactions where you have the closing disclosures. We'll take a look at those and we'll offer a free evaluation service to see if it's the right time for those individuals to come back and consider refinancing, getting out of those higher interest rates, getting into and taking advantage of some of the lower rates themselves. If you haven't had the opportunity to reach out to your past clients, it's a great way just to reach out and offer the service. The only thing that we need is a copy of the settlement statement. That's it. Copy of the settlement statement and introduction. So please reach back out. Let us know what you, do the introduction. We're happy to sit down and kind of walk them through if it makes sense at this point in time or what point in time it would make sense.
Awesome. That's great, guys. It is a great reason to reach out. And, and even if you're unsure, but they've gone through a transaction, you don't know what rate they got or anything else, but you're like, these people have, maybe they bought an area outside of where you're licensed, but they're still part of your sphere. You can reach out to them, right? So it's just another reason, because that's a referral opportunity, right? So, and even if your sphere is outside of where you're licensed, you're still keeping in touch with those people. They may, they can refer people back to your area. You can refer people out to, where they are, if they've got people moving out that way and they say, hey, I'm trying to find an agent for a friend of mine. So, right. So all of those relationships, even outside of your local licensed area, are still really key. So think broad on this, think about all the opportunity you have. And, a ton of houses have been sold in the last 2 years. So think about last couple of years. So think about, who you might be able to reach out to, and you get them connected with Chris and Mike, and they'll take it from there, and they'll thank you, because you'll save them a ton of money. So cool.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you doing that. So just you connect with them, send them that information, or get them connected with those folks, and they'll do the rest for you, and they'll make you look good.
I think Chris had something else to mention about December.
Oh, yeah. So for those of you that, that have heard us talk about United 360 in the past, and really kind of kicking off, and the refinances kind of feed into this a little bit, because it's the opportunity for, you as realtors to be compensated on the mortgage side of every transaction that's done, whether it's a purchase or a refinance. But the next class that is scheduled, the next 5-day course that we're recommending is December the 9th. So if people are interested in United 360 and signing up for the program, number one, come and talk to us. But number two, earmark that December 9th timeline. It's a 1-week class. It takes care of your 20 hours, and it really prepares you for the one federal test that you will go through and need to take. So awesome. Thanks for the reminder, Rick.
Yeah, awesome. And Rich, you just went through that, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I'm just getting all wrapped up here, probably later this afternoon.
There you go. So you went through that class, took your test, passed it, and you're ready to roll, right?
Yes, sir.
I love it. I love it. So good stuff, guys. We have people going through and getting their tests and everything else. So it's an awesome program. All right, cool. Thank you, sir. Appreciate all your support and all your help, man. Good stuff. All right, let's see. Hold on. Okay. So speaking of awesome partners, where is it? There it is. Now we got the screen. Cool. So we have Beth and Lauren that are here with us, and I'm going to highlight you guys in 1 second. They want to share some congratulations. I just wanted to show you guys this on the screen, and then let me see if I can. I think I got to go back and forth on this. Super fun. Boom. Hello. So what did you guys want to share with us today? What kind of good news do you have?
Well, we just want to thank Rory Burkhart and the Burkhart team for just constantly being a great supporter of United. So, and also we want to thank Esther. She brought us her first transaction here in PA, and we're on the road to getting that closed, hopefully in the next week or so. So we're super excited about that.
Yeah.
We're just really happy to get the support and get everyone rolling in title.
Nice. And I saw that he's the top referrer or producer as far as sending title deals to you guys. So congrats,
Yeah.
Rory, for your support, and congrats on all the business that you're doing, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we appreciate them.
Yeah, awesome. All right, good stuff. And Esther is sending stuff through, so we're excited for her getting that deal, and excited for the opportunity to have her partnership too. So love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, ladies, thank you so much for all the work that you do, all the help that you provide. It's awesome. Always fun working with you. And guys, our partners are here for a reason. So we definitely encourage you. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be in the middle of a transaction. Build those relationships ahead of time so that, they're a great resource for questions, and just helping out your clients along the way on different things, or learning things yourself. So build those relationships ahead of time. So when you're ready and you're getting into a transaction, you have that, that you can lean on, and you can go to them for stuff. I've had people reach out to me. I've had some friends reach out and say, hey, we have these, crazy, things going on with this property that we own with family, and we don't know what to do, this and that, whatever. And boom, I reach out to Elizabeth, and I'm like, I know a really good attorney who knows all this stuff. And she jumped on the phone and just answered all the questions and helped them, navigate through all that stuff. It had nothing to do with the transaction.
Right.
So
any questions that we can answer, feel free to reach out.
Yep. So we've partnered with experts in both of these companies. So
I did want to bring up one little thing, Dave, just because it's been happening a lot. It's really good to also for agents to use their EXP email, because fraud is just rapid.
Yeah.
They are getting into everyone's emails, replicating emails, changing just one letter, and they are trying to get everyone's money. So it's been happening a couple times. I've heard other stories from other agents, and it's just becoming a big problem. So it's really important that they use a secure email so that no one's going through and phishing and finding information, because they want that buyer's money, and they'll take a great opportunity to do it. So
that's a great point. It's a great point. And EXP does an excellent job with the security of your exprealty.com email. So that's it's a great point to use that for your transactions. If you do other communications outside with your other email, it's fine. But when it comes to your transactions, utilizing that, there's a ton of security with that. I was, part of the team that went through setting all of those things up and setting up the different emails, and the executive team has one and the agents have another, and they went through all the security functions on it, in that structure, and what they go through and how much it's combed for all that kind of stuff. So you have a lot more protection going through that than you would just through Gmail or some other.
Right. Anytime we send wiring instructions out, they go out secure. So you want to be careful about just sending them through a regular email, because they're out there looking for them.
Yeah, great point. Cool, thank you. All right. So guys, let's talk a little bit about some of the opportunities that you have. There's some opportunities coming up, and then once we get through some of these, we'll open it up to some fun discussion. But there are EXP and the FYR Group, always trying to provide value, always trying to give you things that will help you build your business, that will help you take advantage of the agent attraction opportunities. I mean, all the different things that are there. Plus, building community, giving back, reasons to be in connection with your customers, your client, your sphere, and all that kind of stuff. So encourage you guys to stay involved, get involved. If you're not involved, and stay involved. It's not about, doing all the company stuff. These things are there for a reason. They're created and offered by people who have been there and have built successful sales businesses and know how that works. And they provide things for you. You can't use them all necessarily, but find some that work for you and that align with what you want to do, and then get yourself entrenched. But these are things that, that will produce results. And sometimes just showing up, it's that motion, right? You start to break through the inertia, and it creates results and that kind of stuff. So I encourage you guys to just, don't sleep on those things. There's a lot of good stuff going on. One of the things as far as taking advantage of for agent attraction, of course, is FYR Fridays. And so we've got a couple coming up on the 11th and the 18th. And we have Tracy and Super Dave Gagnon. Some of you all of you that went to the event up in Jersey for Build this summer got to hear from them on stage and just see what a dynamic duo they are. They were not married originally when they both came to EXP. And so they both built their own revenue share organization, and individually they're each in the top 15 attractors, agent attractors, influencers in the company. And then they got married. So they have like a super, but they still have their own lines and their own groups that they lead and manage and grow and all that kind of stuff like that. And so they've both been through it, and they have different personalities and different approaches and stuff. And now they've kind of combined those things. So hearing from them how they did it and how you can do it is something, you've got two for the price of one. So I encourage you guys to be there to listen to them. That's coming up on October 11th. So next week on Friday. And FYR Fridays they're always 10 a.m. Eastern, 10 to 11 Eastern. They are also recorded and set up as a podcast. So you can go into YouTube or download the podcast and get access to that. And they have those every week. And then the following, we have our own Rory Burkhart. I see Rory on here. Are you on a golf course? He looks like he's on a golf course. He's like, I can't come off mute. So anyway, Rory's built one of the top teams in Pennsylvania. Phenomenal agent, phenomenal human being. It's been really fun to watch his, what he's done with his business and how he's built that and his client relationships and everything else. But we're about helping realtors, new agents, solo agents, teams, and even independent brokers and stuff. We're about helping them find the platform where they're able to build the success that they want to build, financially and the quality of life and all of those things. That's the whole reason behind Fund Your Reason, right? That's FYR. And so what are the challenges of moving a team to EXP? What are the benefits and everything else? So we'll be having a top team leader coming on board. Coming in onto the call with Rory, and they'll be chatting about that. Rory, you and I are gonna talk on that. But I have some ideas, and you might have some of your own.
Hey man,
hey, what's up, brother? So
I'm good. Sorry, I'm muted, and I'm out on a photo shoot for a new listing we have coming up in Wilmington. So
nice.
It was loud, so I apologize for interrupting.
No worries, man. We appreciate you hosting on the 18th. And
happy to do it. Looking forward to it.
That'll be great. That'll be great. And Rory's in the early days of agent attraction, himself. And so just talking through, what does it look like? And what are the opportunities? How does this work? What's he working on? What's he finding? And that kind of stuff. So encourage you guys to check that one out for sure on the 18th. Go hang with Rory. Anytime you get an opportunity to be in the room, even if it's a Zoom room with top producers and industry leaders and that kind of stuff, raise your hand, show up, because those are the people you want to listen to. Cool. All right. And guys, Community Day is coming up. So Community Day celebrates EXP's birthday, and believe it or not, EXP is turning 15, which it's for a new model. That's it's like, wow, so it's already been 15 years, but for a company, it's only 15 years old. It's pretty incredible that we have absolutely changed the industry and taken over in 15 short years. But the way that we celebrate is by giving back to the community, and so they call it I Heart EXP Day. It's a community day of service, as our group is spread out all over the United States and beyond. What we are doing this year, and there are local things happening. So we encourage you guys, if you want to be out there doing things in your local community as well. There are a lot of things that our state teams and broker teams and stuff like that do, and some of you may do on your own as well. But as a group for iHeart EXP, we have decided this year to celebrate by partnering with the American Red Cross and donating blood. Near and dear to our hearts. I received a lot of blood at one point, but Kristen had a full body blood transfusion during when she was in the hospital a number of years ago, and without other people having contributed blood, she wouldn't be here anymore. So we're super, super grateful for that. And we want to give back along those lines as well. And I know so many of you or people that have benefited as well. So why not let us be those people that help others benefit? So you have the opportunity. It's really easy. There's a link on there. You click on it. It goes through for our group. So make sure you use that link, because it'll just show what we've done. Kristen's put it in the chat. We've got it up on here. It's also in Workplace and everything else like that. So you'll see all of that. This is just for our FYR group. You fill out the form. I went through and signed up myself. It took a couple of seconds. It was super easy. You find a location that's near you. You'll find one that's not too far away, and you pick a time to go in and do it. And what we're asking is that when you go do this, take some pictures. Do something like that. Do it for, to share with your sphere what you're doing in the community and giving back, and the kind of your heart and the heart of EXP and our FYR group and that kind of stuff. It's just a great positive thing to share. Through social media and out with your sphere, but we're asking if you guys can send that to us too, because then we're going to put some stuff together and put that out there to really share what our group is about, right? Coming from contribution, helping others, service, and that sort of thing. So that you can go out, you have some time to do it. iHeart EXP Day is it the 6th?
Yes,
it's the week of the 7th. Okay. So it's the whole week of the 7th is when we're doing that. So once we get everybody's stuff together, then we will do a larger post and something that we'll share with you guys that you can share out there as well, showing people from our group doing it all over the place. So love for you guys. You don't have to, but would love for you guys to join us in supporting this great cause and doing this for iHeart EXP Day and sharing it. And then you have stuff in your state groups as well. So I encourage you guys to, if you want to hang with people that are with EXP in your community, check with your state brokers, check your state group emails and meetings and workplace groups to see what they're doing, because a lot of cool stuff that everyone does there as well. So great opportunity to build those relationships. And let us know if you have any questions. And Rory Burkhart team, man, we get to highlight them a lot today. Star of the meeting, but they do some really cool stuff with their team, and I think that's one of the reasons why they've been so successful. A lot of giving back, and they have been participating in the Stockings for Soldiers. And I see Sherry's on here. I think Sarah's on here. So there's a bunch of folks from the team that are on here. Apologies if there's some other people I haven't seen yet. But the whole team really does a phenomenal job giving back, and we've been able to go with them to some of the events that they do. And so Stocking for Soldiers, they gather, they collect all kinds of specific items that go out to soldiers overseas, give them a little love over the holidays. Really, really cool cause. And if military near and dear to our heart, and a lot of you have served or have family that serve or have served, et cetera. And just knowing that, they're out there alone, not with family during that time. We just appreciate the sacrifices that they make. So put a smile on their face. You can, it's really easy to get stuff on Amazon and have it shipped over there. And so just, you can ship stuff, or if you're local, you can drop stuff off. But it's easy on Amazon. You can get the address and ship it right over to them. And then if you're local again, you can actually stuff the stockings. So we've gone to that event and put all the stuff in. You get a little assembly line going through there, and super cool. So heartwarming. It's amazing to see how many people get involved in it. And it's really cool, what that is. So guys, we just encourage you to get involved with this one as well, just to support our armed forces. So great cause. All right, everybody. So that's all the stuff as far as the stuff, right? Those are all the updates and all the other things. So I want to, get a little checkup on our group because as we're getting into October, market has been, should we call it interesting this year? Is that the right word? So, some areas hot, some areas not. Some areas, I mean, it's some areas are getting price decreases. Some areas are getting multiple offers and competitive bids and all that good stuff. But no matter what, it's just been a little bit funky. And then there's been all the changes and all that kind of stuff. So what are you guys finding right now? Talk to me about what you're seeing in your market so we can kind of get check the temperature of what's happening out there. Who can share a little bit about what they're seeing? What you got, Rochelle?
Well, I think funky is the right word because, I had one client that we put a bid on a house and it was in the 500,000 range and there were multiple offers and we got outbid. But then I have another listing in that same price range that I've had for 2 weeks. I'm getting some showings, but nothing like I thought I would. So I can't quite make sense of it.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, right? It's like, it doesn't
Mhm.
all add up.
Yeah.
You feel like this is what it is. It's really odd. And it changes week to week because the consumer sentiment is kind of all over the place right now, I think. And so it's
Yeah.
one week it's hot, next week it's not. So yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard to know what to, tell your sellers, like why this is happening to them, because they still have the expectation they're going to get multiple offers the first day above asking.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Patty, what are your thoughts?
I am seeing that, especially in the more luxury markets, like I'm in contract for someone, we got the house for 90,000 below list price. We
Wow.
had inspections and everything. The house is perfect, but the kitchen's beautiful, but it was never, it's 24 years old.
Mhm.
It's not that it's bad. It's a luxury home, but then so that's what I kind of thought was going to happen. When the market started shifting a little bit, the homes that, your neighbor who didn't do anything to their house for 20 years isn't going to get the same amount of money as the neighbor who has done stuff to their house for 20 years. I think the buyers are just being much more careful because the money's more expensive to get. So, and it's the same thing. It could be in a $500,000 range or $1.5 million. It doesn't matter. You're not getting, if your house isn't redone within the past 5-10 years, and I think staging is huge, would help a lot, Rochelle, with your listing. You're just not going to get it. Like I'm making an offer on a house and we're on $35,000 below, and I think it's actually very fair based on its condition. But then we have another one where it's sold over list because everything was redone. So, that's the thing. It really has to just show really well to sell with multiple offers. And I think the other thing is there was this townhouse that I was making an offer on, and it was okay. Like everything needed to be painted. It wasn't real updated, but the price was right. No one made an offer on it all weekend. So I make the offer, and then of course 2 more offers come in. I think a lot of the agents are waiting until an offer comes in too. So then it's like, crap, now I'm trying to catch up. You know what I mean? Like now it's like, now I have competition. But I think that's another thing. A lot of people are like, let's sit on this until they call it and say offers are due, and then you can make a competitive offer. So anyway, just
they want to see if they need to compete, or like, let's let it sit as long as possible so that the sellers get a little nervous and then we can come in with a lower offer.
Yeah. Didn't work, by the way. I didn't get
it. But I think that was a great point though, about the fact that, if the money's more expensive, then they're pickier about where they're putting it. Right. And I like that because that's, I mean, it just makes a ton of sense. And that's really good advice for the sellers, to understand that is the buyer sentiment right now, where, look, Yeah, there are still houses that are going with multiple offers and everything. It's like Rochelle was saying, she's got one that's flies off the shelves in competitive situation, and another one that's sitting. And I don't know the listings, but is there a difference in something? Is it a location? Is it a condition? Like whatever, like it's in great condition, but it's aged, versus whatever, I don't know. But point being, yeah, finding what is it that will get it to that spot, or being realistic with your sellers so they know, look, if it's not the it house, then it's, you just know that you're gonna probably be looking at an offer that has contingencies and everything else, which for a while wasn't the case.
And then the other thing's the election year, like
Right.
that. I mean, every 4 years, the market gets funky like this, in my opinion,
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah, this is true.
it'll all work out and the house will sell. There's a buyer out there for every home.
Rochelle will work her magic. She always does.
That's right. Yes.
What else? What are you guys seeing? Hey, Brandon, I got a question for you. Brandon's a newer agent, and he's changing markets, right? So he's got North Carolina out in a resort market, and then Maryland. So like, as you're looking at like what's on the market and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure you're taking a look at what's out there. What are you seeing differences, between those two?
Well, I feel like down there, a lot of stuff has been sitting a lot more recently. And I know, from FYR Fridays and stuff, calls like that, I heard in Maryland, I guess it might be selling a little bit more. But honestly, I've been these past few weeks kind of just focusing on getting my Maryland real estate license. So I've just been doing a lot of studying and stuff. I haven't taken a huge look at the Maryland market yet.
Gotcha. Well, be
So-
interesting to see how they stack up. I know the resort homes, the second homes, vacation homes, and all that kind of stuff like that. With the interest rates, they probably get hit quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Jen, what are you seeing in Jersey?
So my market is still really hot sellers market. I mean, I do see some listings that sits on the market a little bit longer, but in general, we're still seeing like low inventory. I have a buyer actually just recently put in an offer. He put like 9% higher than the asking, and the market is about 10% higher usually. So I did suggest to him, if you really want it, 10%, it seems like what's going for. But he said, he's just going to stay with 9%. So he did not get it.
Okay.
I found out from the listing agent, she received 13 offers.
Ooh.
Came in at 5th.
Wow.
And she couldn't even believe the offers that she received. So it's listed 900,000. And so it went well over $1 million, like above and beyond the market, like the market average. And I mean, we've lost so many times with this buyer. And we're not, I mean, they can go a little bit stronger in my opinion, but we keep losing, and I'm just a little afraid that, he doesn't have to buy like right now. So maybe that's why he doesn't have the motivation to go a little bit stronger. And I'm just afraid that he's going to say, oh, I'm going to take a break.
Right. Yeah, get a little fatigued.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough. Yeah, when they don't have to, then it's kind of like, well, if the right opportunity comes along and someone's willing to take a little bit lower, whatever. But that means that you're throwing a lot of stuff at the wall and doing a lot of work just to see if maybe it'll work out.
Yeah. And I mean, but at least it's my hometown. So we are, I'm not driving crazy all over.
Right.
But then I also do have another buyer that makes me drive all over the New Jersey. and they're so committed. They need to buy one and so committed. We were under contract and fell through. And then we'll be back out this weekend. But again, multiple offers all the time. And like, we just have to go in really strong.
Wow. Wow. There you go. So yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a higher end market. So I mean, and it's still moving. It's still moving. So
Jen,
crazy.
I have to work with sellers. That's really need to work with sellers.
Yeah. Yeah. It tends to be a little easier.
what area of New Jersey do you work in, Jen?
I'm in Chatham, New Jersey, so that's in Morris County. But we're very close to Essex and Union County, so like along the train line from the New York City. So Summit, Melbourne,
Yep,
Madison.
got it. Yeah,
Short
thank you.
Hills, Maplewood, all that.
Yep,
kind of stuff.
Maplewood.
Yep. I had a house, 83 Maplewood Avenue.
Actually, you know what? I'm in Maplewood right now, and my buyer actually showed up. So I have another I have a showing right now in Maplewood. So
There
I
you
will be
go. Love
thinking
Maplewood.
about you.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
That was a great place. So, all right, yeah. So what about working with buyers as far as how their thoughts and sellers with all the lawsuit and all that kind of stuff like that? Are you guys, I mean, what I've seen out there is the net effect from a commission standpoint is bupkis. Everyone's getting the same stuff. No change. Are you guys finding anything different?
I have found mostly everything's 2.5%. But I'm still calling and or texting the agents and asking what they're offering. And one was like a for sale by owner, and they're like, "Oh, we're giving 1%." And I was like, "Okay, where do you want to show it?" And I was like, "Well, my clients and I have a contract where they need to pay me at least 2.5, but it says 3 on the contract,
Right.
I don't even say that. I said they're supposed to pay me 3% and they can't afford it. Oh, well, we can talk about it. Like everyone backtracks,
Okay.
So I'm finding that the sellers are, and they're probably some of the homes that are still on the market too, right? But
Yep.
I'm finding that people are giving me what I want. The listing agents are still like, if they're offering 2, they'll be like, "Oh, Patty, it's negotiable." I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm finding anyway. It's
Okay.
just created more work for us, but that's
Right. Right.
that's life. But it's almost
Yeah.
silly, It's just,
I know.
whatever.
It's interesting. So are you have any like I mean, do the sellers get it? That's like, well, if you don't do this, then that's going into the price for the buyers, and you may price yourself out of opportunity. It's like overpricing your house on the market because they have to also pay commission.
Yeah, so there's a house in Sea Isle, New Jersey that I was showing. Well, I called on it to show, and I was kind of surprised that it hadn't sold because it was priced well. And when I called the agent, he was like, "Yeah, my clients were offering 1% commission, and all the buyers were like, forget about it." And so he calls me like he's like, "I'm meeting with my clients today." Calls me back and he's like, "They're offering 2." And for $1.5 million house, I was like, two is fair,
Right.
You're not fighting that one. But anyway, I'm finding that the sellers are going to start learning more and more that you still need to compensate the buyer's agent.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I think Patty froze.
Or the buyers, so the buyers can compensate the buyer's agent,
Right. Yeah, anybody else getting any is it a struggle, or has it been pretty smooth going through those changes, having those conversations?
Dave, I have a seller who would not commit to doing a buyer's commission, but they said, just tell the agents when they call you, put it in the offer. It's part of the offer. And that has gone well so far, except for one agent, their buyer would not look at the house. And she said to me, "Rochelle, I tried to explain to my buyer, we'll put it in the offer. The seller's open to that." But the buyer refused because they wanted commitment that they were not going to have to pay that commission.
Huh. Yeah.
I agree with that, right? Like I know when all this was, transitioning over to this new way of life, a lot of people were saying, like, just put it in the offer. And why would a buyer go in, look at a home, put it in the offer, want that home, put it in the offer, and then the seller's now like, I got them.
Right.
So I'm going to be able to negotiate this. So there's right, Rochelle, like there's a reason why, someone who's very like conscious about their funds is like, I want to work with you. You know, I want you to be my buyer's agent, and I want you to be paid.
Yeah.
But if they can't afford it, like that's why I don't think it's really doing the seller any justice to not be having at least something to offer, so they know, okay, I'm either going to take a little bit of a hit, meaning the buyer's agent or the buyer, but to not know at all what they're offering. I don't know. I'm definitely leaning the other way where, look, you want to get as many people into your home to get as much money as you can, right?
Yeah,
So
I agree.
it's
I agree
people.
with you, Patty. And Mark and I have talked about this, that we're going to use that as a story to talk with
Yeah.
when we're in a listing presentation and say, you know, you can do that, but this is what we're seeing, and you're going to lose buyers from looking at your house.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I say. And so far it's working.
Yeah. Right.
Who knows?
Well, it's a good approach. The Rick, are you seeing anything different out there?
You know, it's around this part of Baltimore, greater Baltimore area, it's just still pretty steady. I don't know, y'all are talking about like price, you know, percentages above and below. I don't know that figure in Baltimore area. I just know that houses are coming up, going on an open house like Saturday, Sunday, and seeing multiple offers, often over asking Monday. So, it's been solid and steady and good in the Baltimore area for the last 10, 12 months easy.
Yeah. Okay. Still moving. No hiccups. Are you guys seeing a pickup for the fall? Little rates coming down a little bit and fall market, seeing a little jump. Rory, you guys seeing that out there?
Yeah, we're seeing it a little bit. We're seeing a kind of an uptick in activity. Definitely showings are picking up. On the commission side, we're not seeing a whole lot of pushback. I think it's how you serve it up to your buyer as well. We have buyer agency contracts. We've signed a number of them recently. Our approach on the listing side is, we've done it actually both ways so far, where we've used the EXP form where it says we're reserving the right to communicate, and other sellers have said, no, let's just offer the 2.5%, and we're going to authorize you to be able to go out and to share that. So I see both sides of the argument, and I think they both are valid. I can see a scenario where a buyer might be hesitant to not want to see a property. But on the flip side of the coin, that's what this is the way we always should have been practicing real estate to begin with. So I understand that it impacts the buyer, but your agency representation has always been a signed buyer contract where we've always had that 2.5%. So 9 times out of 10, it's being covered in the transaction out of the seller's side. But in that one off chance, I could see where that could be potentially a problem.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it really kind of just morphed its way into that, right? I mean, in the early days, I don't know. I mean, early for me, 2.5 decades ago, selling, you have those conversations, and it was always, look, this is the buyer's agency agreement. This is what you're responsible for, making sure that I get paid for my work. Right. And I'm working for you. I'm representing you, and it's your responsibility that I get paid this and this. I mean, we had 4% in for our compensation. And so if it was paid out at 3%, they owed us 1%. Now we had the right to waive that. Sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't, depending on how much work they were. So, how many weekends are you out looking at houses? So, but that was always the agreement. But then it was, over time, it was more and more the conversation. It was always, look, we can negotiate this into the pricing. We can do whatever, or usually you're going to find that the seller's agent brokerage is going to pay our brokerage for this, right? But that wasn't always the case. And then it slowly became always the case. And it just became how we did business. And the buyer's agency agreements made no sense. Now you're doing the buyer's agency agreement and you're going, here's the commission you need to make sure I get paid, but don't worry. The seller's broker, the listing brokerage always pays that out of their compensation, right? It was kind of a weird, it was kind of a weird conversation, right? And they really didn't, unless you had a copy of the listing agreement.
I think it can be, but I also think, yeah, I think that agents can get caught up on this as as something new. And I think that if you spend too much time focusing on it, that's what's causing the hang up with the buyer. And like I said, this has been the way we've always done real estate, and people are, they get hung up on the changes. And yes, there are changes, but fundamentally there's not a real change to the way that we practice agency. It was just always advertised on the MLS where it's not anymore. So there's little nuances that are a little bit different, but we haven't had an issue with, or a sticking point with the buyers that we have, with signed buyer contracts now. They all understand that it's just a new way we're doing business, and it's really not that big of a sticking point.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of, like I said, it kind of just goes back to the way it's been done. The numbers, like I said, the numbers they're going through, there's been some research on it, and the numbers are showing no change in commission payout. So it's not really costing anyone any money, or, there might be a few, one-off instances where it has, but overall, on the average, it's not costing anyone any money. It's not making anyone any extra money. It's not really benefiting anyone. As Patty said, it just made more work, more confusion and more work. But in the end, it's kind of business as usual. So that's good. And that's kind of what I wanted to get out of this, was just the fact that, okay, different conversations, important to know how to have those conversations, but in the end, nobody freak out. It's business as usual. And Chris, I wanted to ask you, while we got you on here with the rates, a couple more minutes left. What are you guys seeing with the rates coming down as far as activity, applications, and all that kind of stuff like that? Is it impacting what you're seeing? Are you seeing refis start to move? And are you seeing purchase applications jump as a result of has it had an impact or no impact?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Yeah, I think it's really all of the above, right? I would say over the past month and a half, we've seen a huge uptick just in the number of applications itself. And it's on both sides. It's on the refi, obviously, because the rates are coming down. But just as much of an uptick on the purchase side as well. And I mentioned a month and a half, that's well before when the Fed actually had announced the rate cuts. And it's because they start pricing it in before the official rate cuts come, right? It's all about projection, right? And so right now we're actually seeing the rates tick up a little bit because they foresaw some of the job numbers that came out today. Mm-hmm. And they're seeing that, hey, you know what, maybe the Fed's not going to cut rates more this calendar year. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but they're less optimistic about it. So at least from a rates perspective, we saw them tick up a little bit this past week. But generally speaking, I would say, these are really rough numbers, don't hold me to them, but at least a 50% uptick over the past month and a half in terms of applications that are coming in.
Wow. Okay. All right. So that is definitely bigger than just a seasonal change, right? This time the market.
This time's usually a little bit slower. Yeah.
So.
Truthfully, as we're getting into the holidays and things like that, towards the end of the year, it's usually a bit slower. Not right now. I think everybody's looking at those rates, and again, refis especially, where historically you've got a 50-50 split in the mortgage world between purchases and refis. Over the past 2 years, it's been more like 80-20, even at times a 90-10 split between purchase and refi. Right now we're kind of in that 70-30 realm. So we're seeing a much bigger tick up on the refinance side.
Gotcha. There you go. All right. Well, another reason to shoot people over, that way, have them take a look at it. Good opportunity for the refis. You mentioned the jobs, and then the potential of maybe they won't maybe they won't do another reduction in rates and all that kind of stuff, the Fed. And so when you said that, I pulled up my stock ticker and all the real estate stocks went. So stop doing that, Fed. They're driving me crazy. So yeah, we gotta
They do need to learn to keep their mouths a little bit quieter, you
I'm
know.
telling
ahead
you,
of time.
man. It drives me
They
crazy.
impact way too much.
Yeah, yeah. Start to wonder if it's purposeful or not. But anyway, but yeah, hey, it's fun because it all bounces around, but in the end, every time there's any kind of change, any kind of anything, that is opportunity time. So the ones that are not burying their heads in the sand or waiting for it to come back are the ones that are out there getting opportunity. So there's so much less competition right now, and especially like heading into it, it's been a rough year, right? I mean, even if it's been a great year, it's been a rough year. Like I've talked to agents that are killing it, but they're like, I'm worn out. Like it's been harder, right? I've had great results. My business is up, but I've had to work twice as hard to get it to go in that direction than maybe I have in the past. Maybe business is down. I mean, and that kind of stuff. So that agents as a group tend to, especially like you hit Thanksgiving and like a huge bulk of agents disappear, right? They hibernate until the spring market comes. And especially in a tough year, they're like, I just can't wait till this time comes where I can just check out. Nobody's buying anyway, kind of a mentality, and I'm just going to wait. And so what I'm going to say is more than usual, there will be less competition from an agent standpoint for business. Okay. But because rates, have come down somewhat and all that kind of stuff, and prices in some areas have come down somewhat, or at least it's not as crazy in some markets, or in some price points in your market, right? Find the price points where there's opportunity, find the people buying in those and say, hey, did you know where before you had to go 10% over, you had to do whatever, right? You don't have to do that in this price point anymore in our market. Find those people. So who's the avatar of the person who buys in that price point, and where do they hang out? Who knows those people, right? Go find people. I'll say, like, it's always a multi-lane highway and you're trying to get somewhere. You want to be in the lane that's moving the fastest. If it's a 20-lane highway, right? And each lane is a price point in your market, you're going to find that there's always one of the lanes moving. So find the lane that's moving and get in that lane. So you just have to find out who are the people that are buying or selling in that price point, and go figure, how do I get it? Do I know any of those people, or who do I know that knows those people, or where do they hang out? I'm going to go whatever. If I'm going to go, they tend to be over here. I'm going to go meet them over here. I'm going to go sponsor something here. I'm going to go whatever, right? Find those things, but there will be less agent competition for the business right now. So now's the time to kick it into gear. Don't sleep. Don't sleep on the opportunity and check out like so many people will. Just go for it. You can have, I had, December off many years was my best month of the entire year because nobody else was out doing business. I would have tons of closings in December. All right. So a lot of opportunity right now if you're looking for it. So encourage you guys to, excuse me, encourage you guys to be out there looking for the business. Don't sleep through the holidays, guys. Make this a great opportunity time, because I'm telling you, I'm watching it, and I'm watching the agent fatigue. And so, drink some coffee, get a little Monster drink or whatever you need, right? Get yourself ready and power through it, because you can make this. And when you do that, you set yourself up for a really powerful spring. Right. If you try to, it's that inertia thing. Spring market comes, and if you're like, oh man, I got to start running, right? The other people that are already running will run right past you while you're trying to get past inertia to get going in the spring market. So power right through and set yourself up for an amazing market. Because if nothing else, you'll have tons of conversations and you'll find the people that want to list at that point. So that's my encouragement to you guys, because it is opportunity time right now. So go for it. Let us know how we can help you. And don't forget to go give blood. Check out the Stocking for Soldiers. And appreciate you guys. And Rick, we will see you on the Hill tomorrow for Green Terror Women's Lacrosse Fall, the first game of the fall. So excited for that.
The mix is already stewing.
Yes. The Rick makes the best Bloody Marys in town, so. Thank you, guys. Have an awesome weekend. We love you.